guys, and welcome to my first ever Q&A video. And I tried to do my Q&A video the other day with Google Plus, but I looked back at the camera and the video, it just looked like shit, so I ended up deleting the video. So I'm going to do it with just my camera. My internet connection sucks. I have AT&T, and the video, once I did my video, it just looked like shit, so I'm just going to do it with my camera. Fuck it. Fuck you, AT&T. You suck balls. Y'all ought to pay me for using your crappy ass internet. But today, I'm finally going to do this Q&A video, and I put up my Ask Me Some Questions video about a month ago now. So I think I got maybe about 12 or 13 questions here on this video. So I'm just going to answer them today. And like I said, I would give your YouTube channel a shout out. So like I said, this is uncensored, unedited, raw. This is me, James Green, aka Jam Music Man. And yeah, let's get this Q&A video started. And the first question comes from Marshall Jim Duncan, and he writes, or he asked, what do you like best about making YouTube videos? Who's your favorite old school wrestler, like from the late 80s, NWA 4 Horsemen era? Who's going to win the Super Bowl this year? And what is your favorite horror flick? Well, what do I like best about making YouTube videos? I like making YouTube videos, you know, on topics that I like, whether it be from music to movies to, you know, sports, professional wrestling, Dragon Ball Z, Walking Dead, you know, just stuff that I like, and sharing it with you guys and getting feedback from you guys. That's what I like doing, and watching some of you guys' videos. And, you know, pull out my iPod Classic here. You know, I like watching, you know, people here on YouTube like Web Movie 1, Cool Duder, Cinestalker, Chris Duncan, F Zappa 20, Reese Beck, New Wave Fan 1, The Dorkin, and I love watching all those guys. Like, I'm about to show y'all, you know, see, I work at night. When I work at night, I listen a lot to my iPod, and you know, I download like Cinestalker videos and I upload it to my iPod, and I got like Cool Duder on here. Just want to show you guys, you know, I got some Cool Duder stuff here on my iPod. Hero Super 99, I love watching his stuff. This is, you know, this is what I watch when I work at night. I watch, you know, all these guys' YouTube videos. But yeah, I just love, you know, love watching all of your videos, and, you know, just getting feedback from you guys. Next question he asked, who's your favorite old school wrestler, like from the late 80s NWA 4 Horsemen? Of course, you know, Nature Boy, Ric Flair, and the 4 Horsemen, love those guys. Sting, Hulk Hogan, Macho Man Randy Savage, $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, Lex Luger. Who else am I missing? You know, people like in the 90s, like Bret Hitman Hart, you know, Big Daddy Cool, Diesel, aka Kevin Nash. You know, love all those classic wrestlers. Who's going to win this Super Bowl this year? I don't know. I guess Tom Brady and the Patriots are going to steal another one. I don't know. I'm more of a SEC college football fan. Like, I keep up with, you know, the Georgia Bulldogs more than I do with the NFL. What's my favorite horror flick? Man, that's a tough one, man. I love, you know, all the classics from Halloween to Nightmare on Elm Street to Friday the 13th, Cannibal Holocaust, Night of the Living Dead. But I'm probably going to say my favorite horror flick, the one that really kind of got me into liking horror more, I would probably say the classic John Carpenter's Halloween. That movie right there, that was really the movie that, you know, opened the floodgates for me to liking, you know, more classic horror movies. So I would have to say Halloween. But shout out to Marshall Jim Duncan. Thanks for your question, buddy. Go shout out, go subscribe to him, you guys. Swig of my Powerade here. Thumbs up this video if you like Powerade. But next question comes from my home dog, Dingleman01. Dingleman01 wants to know, what is your favorite game you have played on NES? That's a good question, buddy. Like, you know, I got all the classics. Zelda and the Gold cartridge. You know, I love playing the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles games. The Super Mario Brothers games. You know, got 3. I got the first one with Duck Hunt. I got Super Mario Brothers number 2. But if I'm going to have to make a choice of what is my favorite game that I played on NES, and I still have my NES, I'm probably going to have to say this is probably my favorite. Super Mario Brothers 3. Classic stuff. But thanks for your question, Dingleman01. Guys, go subscribe to Dingleman01. Thanks for the question, buddy. Alrighty, moving right along. Next question comes from ASMR Irish. He writes, "Hi James." He's got about 5 questions here, so I'm just going to take it question by question. Question number 1: who is your favorite solo act from any music genre? Man, that's a tough one right there for me. Like, I like a whole bunch of solo artists, from Tom Petty, David Bowie, Bruce Springsteen, Neil Young, John Mayer. But if I just had to choose one, which is kind of tough, if I had to choose one, I'm just gonna go with David Bowie. I just love how he progressed over time, and each album he put out was just something totally different from his last. So David Bowie, I would probably have to say him. Number 2, what is your favorite live album? That's another tough question for me. Kiss Alive, that was a good live album. I want to say a few years ago, John Mayer had the John Mayer Trio, and they put out a live album, and it was called Try Live. That was a pretty good live album that I like listen to. If you like John Mayer, go check out the John Mayer Trio Try Live CD. That was good for me. I remember picking that one up at like Best Buy back in like 2007. So that was a good one that I enjoyed. Number 3, who is the best live band / act you've seen live? The best band that I've seen live, well, I've seen quite a few people live. I've seen Willie Nelson live. I actually got to meet his son, Lucas Nelson. It was down in Macon, Georgia, at the Macon Centroplex. When I saw Willie in 2006, it was right after the Dukes of Hazzard movie came out. And that was a good show, and meeting his son was pretty awesome. But in 2009, I saw U2 live during their, I want to say it was called the 360 World Tour. I saw them at the Phillips Arena, Atlanta. They were pretty good live. They had this like big round stage where they were just able to just walk around and interact with the crowds. That was awesome. But I don't know, I'd probably have to say U2 live. I'm not a big fan of U2 now, but I like more of their 80s and 90s stuff. Number 4, what is your favorite nostalgic wrestling memory? Man, there's a lot of favorite nostalgic wrestling memories I have. I would have to say, well, one of them, you know, who all remembers the WCW hotline, 1-900-909-9900. I believe that was the WCW hotline. I remember having a wrestling buddy. I had a Macho King, Randy Savage. You know, for a while he was the Macho King. I had a Macho King wrestling buddy, and my dog ended up tearing it to shreds. And also, I miss that, you know, people don't even do now. I remember, you know, on Fridays and Saturdays going to your local mom and pop video store and just renting whatever the latest pay-per-view that was had came to VHS out. Nobody does that now. Nobody goes to the video stores and, you know, rents wrestling VHS tapes or wrestling DVDs. Nobody does that anymore. Everything is just Redbox and streaming online. But, you know, that's one of my favorite memories is doing that. Number 5, do you watch TV/movies, Netflix, and what was the last thing you watched? I do have a Netflix account. The last thing I watched on Netflix was the Big Lebowski. And do I watch movies? Of course I watch movies, all kinds of movies. On TV, I'd probably say, you know, I'm not a big TV watcher. I normally watch stuff online or DVDs, but some of the few shows that I keep up with on TV, like the Goldbergs. I love the Goldbergs. You know, I watch Sons of Anarchy, Walking Dead, and the last thing that I watched was WrestleMania 31, which I highly enjoyed, and the Hall of Fame this year was really great, and I highly recommend go picking up WrestleMania 31. But those are all ASMR Irish's questions. Guys, go subscribe to him, and thanks for all your questions, man. Appreciate it, buddy. Moving right along is another question is from Trey Links, and he writes, I like your album reviews. I have 2 questions. Number 1, who is your favorite guitar player? And number 2, do you ever listen to jam bands? My favorite guitar players, or my favorite guitar player, I would have to say it'd be a tie between Stevie Ray Vaughan and Eddie Van Halen. Stevie Ray Vaughan, you're talking about somebody who was dedicated to playing, someone who played so much that his fingers bled, and he played so hard that his the tips of his fingers would shred off, and he would super glue them back to his fingers with super glue. I mean, total badass and great guitar player. And my second one, I would have to say Eddie Van Halen, all because, you know, great guitar player, and I just love his guitar style that he kind of introduced the guitar playing with the whole tapping. You know, Eddie Van Halen used a lot of, you know, it's a guitar effect pedal. It's called the flanger pedal. He used a lot of that, and you know, nobody really did or used that effect before him. Nobody was really using the guitar tapping, except for maybe like Spanish flamenco players, which he incorporated what the Spanish flamenco players were doing with the tapping style and applied that to rock. But Stevie Ray Vaughan, Eddie Van Halen, my 2 favorites. And number 2, do you ever listen to jam bands? I listen to a couple. Fish, Grateful Dead, Widespread Panic. But thanks for your question, Trey Links, buddy. Appreciate it. Got another question from Dingleman01. Go subscribe to my homie Dingleman01. Who is your favorite DC superhero? My favorite DC superhero, I would probably say Batman. And next question is, who is your favorite Marvel superhero? Well, I know I got a Marvel, or I got a Punisher t-shirt on right here, but I'm probably going to say my favorite Marvel superhero, probably Wolverine. But when it comes to reading comic books and the movies, I probably love Marvel comics and Marvel movies more. But with the DC, I love the Batman movies and the Superman movies, but with the comics, I really don't read a whole lot of the Batman and Superman comics. I'm more of a, you know, Marvel comic book superhero reading guy. But thanks for your question, Dingleman1. And now we got a next question from Dingleman2. So we got a Dingleman1 and a Dingleman2. And he writes, what is the worst movie you have ever seen? Well, that's a good question, Dingleman2. The worst movie I have ever seen, I would probably have to say, was a movie called Hidalgo. It was, I can't even remember. It was like these guys were in the desert. I don't know. It's been about 10 years since I've seen it. It came out in like 04, 03, 04. And it was just long and boring as hell. And I went and saw it with a friend, and I told myself I will never watch this long ass fucking boring movie ever again, and I never did. So Hidalgo, don't never watch that long ass boring shit. But thanks for the question, Dingleman 2. Next question comes from BJ Guns, and he wants to know, do you ever listen to Guns N' Roses or Motorhead? Fuck yeah, I listen to Guns N' Roses and Motorhead. Hell yeah. Guns N' Roses, I love me some Appetite for Destruction, The Spaghetti Incident, Use Your Illusions 1 and 2. My favorite Guns N' Roses song is November Rain. Do I listen to Motorhead? Hell yeah. Ace of Spades. The Ace of Spades albums, we're talking about one of the classic new wave of British heavy metal band albums right there, Ace of Spades. So yeah, I listen to those bands. And thanks for your questions, BJ Guns. Next question comes from Martin Campson. Where do you live? I live down in the south of Georgia. And he wants to know, which album reviews are you most proud of? I would probably have to say I did an album review on Prince, Dirty Mind. That's got about 30,000 something views. So I'm kind of proud of that. I'm proud of my Stone Roses album review. My Oasis, Nirvana album reviews I did. Those are just a few that I'm proud of. I found you through F Zappa. F Zappa's my home dog, man. We started our YouTube careers around at the same time. He's a cool guy, and he loves him some fish, so go subscribe to him. And are you guys related? No, we're not related. At least I don't think so, man. We ain't got the same daddy, man. But thanks for the question, Martin. Go subscribe to him. Next question is from my home dog, F Zappa 20. F Zappa, man. Looks like the Cavaliers are going to win the NBA championship this year, so, congrats to your team for beating the Atlanta Hawks, buddy. He wants to know, what was the first song you learned on guitar? The first song I learned on guitar, my dad had a songbook by a country artist who, he passed away. He came out in the 80s. His name was Keith Whitley. He was right before Garth Brooks, Alan Jackson, and all those guys that came out. He had a hit with the song When You Say Nothing at All. And I think everybody pretty much knows When You Say Nothing at All right now. And that was the first song I learned on guitar. And I love the Keith Whitley version more than all the other versions that are out there. And do you still have that Undermined CD by Fish? Yeah, I do, man. I still got all those other Fish CDs that I found at the Dollar Tree back in like 2009, and I always thought that was weird that I found a whole bunch of Fish CDs at the Dollar Tree. But F Zappa 20, man, go subscribe to my home dog, and thanks for your question, buddy. Next question comes from 79 Steely Man. He wants to know, or he writes, F Zappa 20 brought me here. I just subscribed to your channel. Thanks, man. I think I subscribed to yours. Just let me know. My first question will be, what is your favorite movie? When I was younger, man, I loved me some Back to the Future, Goonies, Pee-wee's Big Adventure, all those 80s classic movies. But then, I saw Scarface, and it changed my life. I thought that movie was the most epic, badass film ever produced, which it is. And, it's been my favorite movie ever since. I actually have a Scarface movie poster somewhere here at my house. Favorite female actor. Does Ronda Rousey count as a female actor? Love me some Ronda, so I'm going to go with her. But I like Scarlett Johansson and Reese Witherspoon. They're hot. But I'm just going to go, right now, Ronda Rousey's my favorite female actor. Best concert you've ever seen. We already talked about this. I probably have to say the U2 concert from their 360 tour in 2009. But thanks for your question, 79 Steely Matt. Go subscribe to them, you guys. And next question comes from Josh R. Josh R. writes, do you like the film Big Trouble in Little China and the soundtrack? Yeah, I love Big Trouble in Little China. One of my, favorite 80s flicks. And if you got Netflix, it's on there right now. So go check that out. And the soundtrack. I don't own the soundtrack, but as far as the music goes in the movie, I enjoyed it. But thanks for your question, Josh R. And I think this is our final question, and this one comes from my home dog, Reese Beck. And Reese Beck, he writes, who are your top 5 favorite wrestlers of all time and why? That's a tough one. I would probably have to say Hulk Hogan, all because, he's a legend. Macho Man Randy Savage, legendary wrestler. Nature Boy Ric Flair, another great legendary wrestler. Sting, one of my all-time favorites. Always been a Sting fan. Who all remembers when Sting turned into a bad guy? You couldn't even hate Sting as a bad guy. He's just, another legend of professional wrestling. And I still say WrestleMania 31, Sting should have beat Triple H. Why did they let Triple H beat Sting at WrestleMania when this was Sting's, debut wrestling match? I don't know. But Sting, number 5, one of my all-time favorites, one of the legendary Japanese wrestlers that I think should be in the WWE Hall of Fame. Man, I think they should put out a DVD of him. I'm talking about the Great Muta. Always loved the Great Muta. The Muta Moonsault, the Green Mist. Always loved that guy. And second question, he writes, who do you think is likely to get killed off of The Walking Dead in season 6? I don't know. A lot of my friends keep saying that it might be Glenn. I don't know. Maybe Daryl. But if they get rid of Daryl, they're going to lose a lot of their female fan base. But I don't know, man. That's a tough one. I didn't get to finish watching all of this past season 5, so I may wait for it to come out on DVD or just wait till it comes to Netflix. But third question, what are some of the movies that you are looking forward to this year? I want to catch that new Avengers movie. I'd like to see that new Jurassic Park movie or Jurassic World. I saw the trailer for that new Adam Sandler movie, Pixels. It looks pretty interesting. It's got kind of that Ghostbusters, Men in Black type vibe, so that'd be a cool one to check out. And I'd probably say the movie of the year is probably going to be that new Star Wars film. I'll probably definitely go see that in theaters because you got the original cast coming back. So I'm probably going to say that new Star Wars is going to be the movie of the year. But those are all the questions I have on my video, 13 questions. Not that bad. So, maybe we can do this again sometime in the near future. But, thanks to all you guys for, leaving me some questions. And, I enjoy doing it, and I hope to do it again. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to give it a thumbs up. And once again, I'm Jammy Music Man, and I will see you guys next time. So holla back. See you.